Hey, I thought I would do an assignment with you today, so get ready to participate a little bit. This is something that some of my clients have struggled with, and so I thought it would be helpful to you as well. So first thing, I need you to go get a blank piece of paper and a pencil. So I'll pause here for a minute, you pause the video and come right back. Okay, I'm gonna think you're back now. So on your piece of paper, go ahead and draw a line down the middle to make yourself two columns. And then what I want you to do is on the left side, write responsible to, and on the right side, write responsible for. I'm hoping you can see mine. There it is. So if you need to pause for a second and come back. All right. So now that we have that, I want you to think a minute about the relationships in your life, the people that you interact with, the people that you are close to, and I want you to put them in one of those two columns, okay? And so you can pause this again and come back. And so just think about the people that you're close to and which column that they go in. It may be a little bit hard, but that's okay. I will be going over a few different examples because people in different life stages and circumstances, their list is going to look a little bit different. So for this first list, now that you've come back, let's say that you are married with children. After I go through this list, I'll go through one where you are a single adult. Okay, so first scenario, if you are married with children, your list is going to look something like this, okay? So here it is. You see how on the responsible to, you've got your boss, assuming that you work, you've got a boss that you are responsible to follow their directions, of course. And then you've got coworkers that you are responsible to be a good coworker to. They're not your boss, but you see what I mean. Then you've got friends, you're responsible to be a good friend to them. And you've got your spouse. You are responsible to be a good spouse to your spouse. And then we've got your siblings. Even if you're an adult, you're responsible to be a good sibling. And then your parents, you are responsible to be a good son or daughter. And then you have neighbors, you're responsible to be a good neighbor. And then you've got adult children that you are responsible, to be a good role model, a good example, a good advisor. So you're responsible to do that. Then on the responsible for, you've got yourself there. You can put your name. So you've got you're responsible for myself. You are responsible for any minor children that you have and looking after them. And then some people, obviously animals aren't people, but you are responsible for any animals that you own and take care of, okay? So let me pause here a minute. If on your list you have some of these categories of people on the other column, it's time to take a little pause. And it also means that counseling is something that can really help you. If you're like, man, I've got some things in the wrong columns here, that is going to affect how you relate to those people, okay? So in this responsible to list, you can't be responsible for making them happy all the time. You can't be responsible for taking care of all their needs to make sure everything goes right in their life. That's just not that column, okay? This column, you are obviously, even with minor children, you can't completely fix their emotions. A lot of times I know you wish you could, make them happy all the time, but you are responsible for watching out for them, teaching them, and helping them, okay? But these other people, it's gonna look different, okay? If you see what I'm meaning there. And so if you have some of these in the opposite column, take a pause there. Now, let's go through another example. This is if you are a single adult with no children. Over here, look, you are responsible for yourself, and everything over here is basically the same, except you don't have a spouse or children, things like that, okay? So, and also this would look very similar if you are a teenager. If you're a teenager, you may not have a boss and coworkers. You might put you're responsible to be a good student if you're a teenager in school. But I've just found doing this exercise with clients to be eye-opening and then helpful as we go along, and say, how do we interact with them as if we put them in the right column in our lives. And so I hope this has been helpful for you and encouraging to you to say, okay, I need to know what my responsibilities are and what they aren't, and that helps your life to be more emotionally balanced and stable if you are not taking on for other people, or if you're not putting things on other people that don't go there. Another thing to point out, I can just take this one back, but this would work on anyone's list. Think about this. The fact that you are not on anyone else's responsible for list. If you are a young adult or an adult, no one else has you on their responsible for list. And so any positive changes that you want to make in your life, that starts with you. And that's a good thing, that you can say, hey, I can make positive changes in my life in all these different areas, but it's got to start with me. No one else is going to come rescue me. No one else is going to fix it for me. It's got to be me. And so that is a good revelation, and it's also exciting. So I hope this has been beneficial to you and that you've learned some things. And I hope you have a great week.